Hi, good morning.
Hi, morning.
My question's more, I guess, of a personal nature. I really am struggling with communicating with my family about, and particularly my ex,
Okay.
what I'm doing.
Okay.
And, I think it's scary. I'm a single mom, and I left in last October. And then he lost his job. So I'm not getting a lot of support from him financially for our child.
Okay.
And yeah, I've broached what I was doing with my closest family member, which is actually my cousin, and I talked to her about it. I'm so excited, and I tried to use my tools that I learned at Landmark, which is to touch, move, and inspire her about what I was doing.
Yeah.
And at the end of the conversation, she's like, "Yeah, but you might still have to go get a job,"
Yeah.
which is really deflating. And as time goes along, you know, my dad calls and he's like, "What are you doing? What are you up to?" Just trying to be friendly. And I tell him I'm working. He's like, "Well, what are you working on?" And, I have valid things. I just redesigned Vanessa's house that she's sitting in right now. And I have clients I'm working with, but they also, I've mentioned that I'm working on my marketing and they want to know about that. And I'm finding it really scary to be vulnerable with the people closest to me. Um,
Yeah. Let's do the good news. If you do really pure vulnerable risks, you get to find out who your tribe is.
I think the reality is I know that they're not my tribe.
Yeah. Yeah. You taking vulnerability means literally placing yourself in danger. And it's the only thing we have to see if another person wants to be close with us. So you take a risk and you say, I'm doing this thing in my life. I'm so passionate about it. I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I love what I'm doing. When someone gives you feedback that's practical, you can back away at that step and admit, okay, they're not going to be supportive, or you could take it one notch further and do one more thing to see, which is they just expressed to you their fear in their own life. It has nothing to do with your problem. They probably have a job and it's probably practical and they've probably done things that are safe and secure because security is important to them. And if they were a client, you'd be helping them validate their security being important to them.
Yeah, I could never be vulnerable with my family. They use it against me.
Yeah.
So I learned don't go vulnerable. Well, now I
Right.
have gone a little bit more vulnerable with my mom, but I've told her, and then she, squashes it or just ignores it or whatever. And I'll say, hey, that hurts.
Yeah.
And she'll keep going, and I'll say, no, actually, I don't want to continue this conversation because, you didn't hear me, and I just told you that what you just did really hurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then if she still keeps going, I'll just hang up on her. But most of the time, she'll be like, oh, geez, I guess I'm sorry about that. It's really
Yeah.
interesting.
So let's take what Vanessa said and let's look at that might be your final choice, but there's this one more choice to do, which is, are they expressing their fear? Do I want to actually even literally switch into listening to them? Like, wow, it sounds like you don't agree with what I'm doing. Tell me why. I want to learn from other people's wisdom of what they've gone through. And you know what? You're going to open them up so big about how frustrating their life has been that at the end of it, when you share your vulnerable thing again and say, I understand where you're at, and it would mean so much to me to be supported by you on this. You're really important to me, and I'm going to run with this, and I need a few people in my life that believe in me.
Wow.
That person not shifting entirely and your relationship not going to the next level by that simple communication means they're not your tribe. But we usually don't give people that second chance because it's really scary and hard.
Yeah, and there's a lot of triggers there because they're family and they've been triggering you your whole freaking life.
Yep.
It's really a switch of the pattern.
It's a big switch. Everybody these people who are telling you the way it is and telling you you better get a job and you better be careful. You know, when push comes to shove, if you became homeless, you could probably sleep on their couch, right? Like they're still probably in your life. What'd you say?
They would love to say I told you so.
Yeah. And if you want to be a winner and move forward and do these incredibly courageous things and excel and have a passion, you have no choice, period, to have most people trying to tell you it can't be done. It's just the way it works.
That's really tough. You know, it's really tough. My family as well. Christmas, you know, head of the family, my uncle, you know, telling the whole family, oh, you're selling those stupid mops at Sears. Hey, Teresa, you won't believe it. And making fun of me,
Right.
You know, in front of the whole family. Yeah, anyways.
Right.
So,
I think you really hit the nail on the head with, you know, I really want them to be my tribe and I keep on pushing because that's my unnatural state is to be forceful. And if I just really am in the flow and being in my feminine state, I can acknowledge that they aren't my tribe. And my cousin, as much as I love her, has lived a very safe life where she has hated every job that she has and she lives in a place that she doesn't like.
Yep.
And she's unwilling to change and try something different. And she thinks about it and she's talked about it for years, but she's never put a foot forward.
Yeah. Look in the mirror and say to yourself with eye contact, what is it about me that chooses to let this person be close to me? Then you move right to the heart of the matter instead of pulling people in your life that bring you down. You don't want to focus on people and how annoying they are because they are. They just are. Most people are not there to do deep, loving, listening support. Most. That's not the problem. The harder, more deeply vulnerable thing to do is with yourself on this one and grieve. I so wanted this person to be someone who was supportive for me. And I tried 2 or 3 times and they're not. How painful is that? And then share that with someone who is safe and they'll go, oh man, that must be really hard. Right?
That's why I have this beautiful group of women.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
and you guys do such a great job connecting. You know, I always see, you know, Ashley out meeting a bunch of the other women here, and I say it all the time. I say it on my videos, but you're going to learn some great business building strategies here. But the real gold is the relationships that you build here with other people, because, you know, entrepreneurship, it really is like a full-on contact sport. That to me is personal development. You start a business, you get to see, you know, your beliefs about yourself, how you interact with your fears. And it's about 3% of the population are willing to do this, you know, to take the risks, to bet on themselves. So hang out with, you know, other people that get you. It's, you know, your tribe, this mastermind, you know, so important, so important. So I'm really stoked that you guys are all connecting. And if you haven't, you know, reached out to one of the soul sisters here in the group, I hope that you start